Hi everybody, it's been a long hot summer for me and I bet a long hot summer for you. Right now, kids are just on the verge of being tired of everything they've been doing. Bikes are laying on the lawn, the pool is old hat, and those questions are coming at you fast and furious. Mom, I'm bored. What can we do? Well, I want to share a few ideas with you that I used to do with my own children, and we kind of do them at the same level, even in this world of technology with our kids in summer school. These are things that will help stimulate your children's brain cells because you know what? School start is coming up fast and furious. I know that's heartbreaking for most of you, but it's just around the corner. These activities are applicable for all children K through 6. It just really depends on how difficult you make them. First of all, I want you to gather all the magazines you have in the house. Find someplace comfortable and start cutting out some pictures. Just randomly cut them out. But look for pictures that have activities and color and things that your children are familiar with. Throw in a few random pictures in there of things they may have no clue as to what they are. After you've given them the pictures, give them a nice spiral notebook, okay? One that's just blank and has nothing in it. For smaller children, tell them just to go paste one picture per page. So make sure they have glue and a notebook and they're ready to start. A simple retelling of the pictures they've laid out after they're all done is sufficient for kindergarten and first graders. Once they've placed the pictures in the notebook, have them bring the notebook to you and create a story based on the sequencing of the pictures. For older kids, just give them the notebook, about a dozen pictures, and the glue and the markers. And children, 3rd through 6th grade, should be able to put 2 or 3 sentences along with every picture that they have. I gave this a shot with some of our kids and a kindergarten going into 1st grade child that we have. Created a really good picture and a story with these random pictures. It was called Road Trip with Grandpa by Kaylee. Shows a picture of Grandpa and someone in a car, a picture of Disneyland. She told me, going to go to Disney World, and while they were there, they were going to see the fish in a big aquarium. And on the way back, Grandpa bought her a puppy as another big surprise. When they got back to the house, Mom decided they needed something to eat, so she's looking through the refrigerator, makes them a big sandwich, and they stored it all and lock it in, what are these, Ziploc containers. Now, for the older children, okay, all I did was give them pictures, and they randomly put them in order, creating a story in their minds. And this one was really neat. There's a picture of, and these pictures were all taken out of an Indiana University of Pennsylvania catalog. When I gave the child the pictures, they found pictures of someone walking lonely across the campus, that he was his first day and he was alone because he was far away from home. So when he discovered there was Wi-Fi on the campus, he sent out Twitter notices, started to get people across the campus to join him, and they ended up having one of those big flash parties at the end where everybody got together and he made a whole bunch of new friends. So it was very creative, and it took an hour at least of nice, quiet, concentrated time. Another activity I have for you, and I know you all have them. You have old shirts, old towels, old clothes, old linens, old pieces of material. Even if you're not a sewer, I know there's stacks around that you can randomly cut. And that's the trick to this. Randomly cutting shapes. All different kinds of shapes. Don't try to be precise with this. It should be shapes that make absolutely no sense to you. Pinking shears are great for this activity, but I couldn't find mine, so I just used normal scissors. And the trick to this is to ball up the material and just start cutting through it. And you know what? You end up with all these crazy designs that make absolutely no sense. When you get all the material cut up, allow your children to come in and just scoop a handful of it. For the smaller kids, it's a good idea to give them a theme. For the child I was working with, we decided on a day at the zoo. And look how nice that turned out. There's a picture of a pineapple tree and a seal riding the waves and the sun. Now, what I pulled together was construction paper, pipe cleaners, glue. I had some these like rolling eyes in a craft box. I also found in my sewing box little appliques that I put on the table and styrofoam shapes, and I had a whole bucket full of these styrofoam numbers and letters that were available for them to use. A whole bag of confetti. My goodness, that's a child's dream in a bag. And stones, colored stones. So just lay them all out. Now don't try to micromanage these activities for your kids. The purpose for doing these is so that you have some peace and quiet, and they're extending their imagination, learning to think independently, and having a good quiet time on a very, very hot day. I hope you have fun with these. My kids always had fun with them. One other activity that I didn't have time to put together was taking a whole bunch of different macaroni shapes and doing basically the same thing as you do with the material, but shake them up in different containers with food coloring and just lay them out on the floor and let them create pictures, or add the macaroni to your supplies for the material craft. Have a good time, enjoy your summer, and let's get ready for school.